Hi and welcome back to Arno TV. I'm your lovable host Arno, coming back to you with another video. Now, I came across something very interesting today that I was made aware of. Now, we've not talked about this for a while, but this is all part of everything that's going on in the bigger picture here, which is the Great Reset, okay? And there's lots of people out there, particularly in the mainstream media, that like to propagate this idea that the Great Reset is a conspiracy theory, and that anybody that talks about things like the Great Reset is, a tinfoil hat-wearing brigade type of person, and this is not going on, okay? Now, I want to show you an article that I've come across, actually from over in America, which I'm going to read to you now. Now, obviously, there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on over there at the moment, isn't there? Under the, that's all going on under, whilst this pandemic's going on. And I don't even want to get into that because what's going on over there is mental. But anyway, this is in the Washington Times, okay? And this article is the 9th of January, okay? And I just want to make some points here about this Great Reset and the idea that this is all a conspiracy theory. So bearing in mind, this is in a mainstream media publication in the United States, the Washington Times. Now, that's like the equivalent of a huge citywide paper in the UK. Okay, so what it says here is the Great Reset is corporate communism and it's coming to America. Okay, Joe Biden's just announced cabinet picks for Labour and Commerce Boston Mayor Marty Walsh and Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo, respectively, share the common denominator of being tight and cosy with the unions. And that makes perfect sense when you consider the corporate-run communism that's coming to America once Democrats take over Capitol Hill. Here's the playback, here's what to expect in 2021, okay? So, they are calling, the Great Reset corporate communism. So I'll go on. The coronavirus has handed the far-left crowd a golden ticket for government takeover, for government-imposed crackdowns of individual freedoms and for government-imposed restrictions against free market activities. Businesses have been shut, business owners have been left reeling, workers at their businesses have been forced to stay at home and wait for stimulus dollars to save them from, yes, in some cases, starvation. Stimulus is another way of saying income's redistribution. It's taking taxpayer dollars and giving it to those in need. That's not to say businesses haven't deserved the money. That's not to say that these hard-working business owners and employees haven't needed the money. But either way you slice it, it's stimulus. It's still taking from Peter to pay Paul. Anyhow, back to the bigger theme, the corporate communism that's coming to America. Within the context of dealing with the coronavirus, there have been a couple of interesting phrases that have been branded about the media, namely the Great Reset and Build Back Better. They're not meaningless. They are not simple marketing catchcalls devoid of any deeper significance. No, they're political roadmaps, just as America First and Make America Great Again were the phrases that lighted the policy paths of President Donald Trump's administration. So too is the Build Back Better and the Great Reset phrases. Biden on his own campaign website makes that clear. Joe Biden's plan to build back better for American workers. I mean, I don't want to get into American politics here. And all I wanted to read this article for was to point something out, okay? That these phrases, like build back better, okay, are all part of the Great Reset. The Great Reset is not a conspiracy. Now, as I said, I don't want to get into any kind of American politics at all, but the point is, we have a mainstream media publication in Washington that's openly stating that, in their opinion, the Great Reset is corporate communism. Now, for people that want to say scoff at that idea and maybe sort of delve into the politics of this paper, because I'm not familiar with this paper, but and as I said, I don't want to delve into American politics at all. But my point is that we've got this paper printing this, okay? And if we say, for example, think about our own country, okay? Let's forget about America for one moment. What have we heard people like Johnson parroting? The phrases like "build back better." We've heard Matt Hancock parroting those phrases. Okay, these phrases are from the Great Reset. Okay, and if we let's just go over to the World Economic Forum's website for a moment, and let's read what they say about the Great Reset. Okay, let's hear what they have to say about the Great Reset. Okay, and they look upon the Great Reset as an opportunity, okay? I mean, this is not me saying this. This is on their own website. So what does it say here? Let's try and break some of this down. There is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate in simultaneously managing the direct consequences of the COVID-19 crisis. So what they're saying here, that there's a need for global stakeholders to cooperate. And who are the global stakeholders? Because they quite clearly see themselves as part of the global stakeholders, and they quite obviously clearly see themselves, should I say, let me get my words out straight, and the 1,000 companies that they represent, the 1,000 richest companies that they represent, as global stakeholders, okay? Managing the direct consequences of the COVID-19 crisis. So they think that it's down to them to manage this crisis, okay? And the stakeholders that they represent, I would imagine, to improve the state of the world. The World Economic Forum is starting the Great Reset Initiative. So effectively what they're saying is, on the back of the COVID-19 crisis, they're starting the Great Reset Initiative, okay? So let's delve a little bit further. What's the context? What is the context that they say of the Great Reset? So let's just try and break some of this stuff down. The COVID-19 crisis and the political, economic and social disruptions it has caused is fundamentally changing the traditional context for decision making. Okay? So, they're basically saying there, what they're saying, that the crisis, the pandemic, it's caused lots of political and economic and social disruptions, and that's changing the traditional concept of decision making, okay? The inconsistencies, inadequacies and contradictions of multiple systems, from health, financial, energy and education and more, exposed than ever amidst the global context of concerns for lives, livelihoods and the planet. Leaders find themselves at a historic crossroads, managing short-term pressures against medium and long-term uncertainties. Okay, so this is what these people are saying. And like I said, they see this as an opportunity. Look, it's here on their own website. The opportunity. So they see this crisis as an opportunity. And what they're saying that this opportunity represents for them is as follows. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insights to help inform all those determining the future state of global relations. Okay, so I mean, they see themselves as one of these global stakeholders who basically have a right to be involved in determining the future state of global relations. Okay, the direct the direction of national economies, the priorities of societies, the nature of business models, and the management of a global commons. Now, do people understand what they mean here? The management of a global commons. This is one world government that they're talking about. You know, just in case anybody missed that, what is our government called? You know, where the decisions are made, it's called the House of Commons, isn't it? So what do you think these people mean by the management of a global commons? This group of people want to be in charge of managing global governance. That is what these people are talking about, drawing from the vision of vast expertise of the leaguers engaged across the forum's communities. The Great Reset Initiative has a set of dimensions to build a new social contract that honours the dignity of every human being. Okay, so I mean, what are they actually saying here? They're saying that they want to be in charge of managing a global commons that sets basically up a new contract that honours the dignity of every human being. I mean, who do these people think they are? Okay? I mean, this is what we're talking about, okay? This is not a conspiracy theory. This is on their own website, okay? This information is coming from people like Klaus Schwab, okay? It's not coming from me. I'm just drawing your attention to what they're saying, okay? This is what is going on, people, okay? This is what is going on. Okay, the Great Reset, they want to, this media class out there who are working with them quite clearly, want to basically label anybody who talks about the Great Reset as a nutcase, as a conspiracy theorist. But this information is all coming from these people, okay? And think about who these people are working with. They're working with people like Matt Hancock, aren't they? Hand in hand, okay? You know, look at the contracts that have been dished out. Is it any coincidence that Matt Hancock is working with the World Economic Forum and the MHRA who dished out £1.5 million on an AI software tool to track the huge numbers of ADRs, adverse drug reactions, that they're expecting to a COVID-19 vaccine that conveniently no one wants to talk about, okay? Even though that information has been out in the public domain since October the 23rd, 2020, when it was published on a European procurement website, which is a supplement to the official journal of the EU, which our government did under the table, that no one wants to talk about. Is it any coincidence that the company they've dished out that £1.5 million contract to, excluding VAT, is a company called Genpact? And is it any coincidence that that company, Genpact, is working with the World Economic Forum? Okay, all these people are working together and they're wanting to make people believe, by the media not covering it or anything generally that the media do cover on it. You get the odd snippets here and there, like, we just looked at in the Washington Times, but generally the way that the media approach this, anybody that talks about it's a conspiracy theorist, a nutcase, okay? But the fact of the matter is, Matt Hancock and people like him, Joe Biden, Boris Johnson, all of them, they're all working with the World Economic Forum, okay? Just like the 1,000 richest companies in the world that are working with the World Economic Forum, pushing this Great Reset, pushing this fourth industrial revolution, okay? And who are the companies and organisations that have benefited out of this pandemic? It's those companies, isn't it? And they are the ones that have been dished out all the contracts by people like Matt Hancock, okay? Who have had an association, might I add, with Genpact since 2014. Okay, this is what's going on, people, and it's about time that people started seeing the bigger picture. Okay, because these type of people are using this pandemic to push all this kind of agenda through. Okay, and it's no great surprise that, you know, these same people are pushing and passing draconian laws right now. Okay, because they want us to live in a life of servitude to organisations working with the World Economic Forum. And they want the World Economic Forum, as in their own words, because they're all working with them and assisting them in this fourth industrial revolution and Great Reset. They want to be the organisation that's in charge of management of a global commons. Okay? And this is on their own website. This is not me saying this. This is this is, you know, the World Economic Forum that's saying this as part of the Great Reset. I mean, you know, how much clearer do these people need to make it to tell you what's going on? Okay? Because this is what's going on. Okay? So don't think people like Joe Biden are the saviors to everything. He is one of these people that's working with the World Economic Forum. Okay? You know, parroting their phrases. Okay? You know, just like Trudeau, parroting their phrases. You know, Johnson, Hancock, parroting their phrases. It's not a coincidence that they're all parroting, you know, Build Back Better, is it? They're all working with the World Economic Forum. Okay, and that is what is going on. So if the mainstream media want to paint this picture that anybody that talks about the Great Reset or the Fourth Industrial Revolution or points these kind of things out that they are saying, not me, that they are saying, then, you know, we're a nutcase. But it's quite clear that this is their intent, because this is coming from their own website. It's not me that's saying that they want to be in charge of a global commons. It's them. Okay? And if I point that out to you, I'm a nutcase. I mean, do you understand where these people are taking us? They are taking us down a dark, dark road. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. They are taking us into a kind of world and a kind of society, a kind of draconian, authoritarian, Orwellian type society that I honestly thought was consigned to the dustbin in the early parts of the 20th century. Okay? This is where these people are wanting to take us. Okay? And this is how it started in the early parts of the 20th century. Okay, this is exactly how it all started. This type of thing. Okay, it wasn't done under the guise of a pandemic like it is being done now. But, you know, what I'm trying to say is, you know, where people feel that there's something not quite right in what's going on, but people don't say anything because no one else is saying anything. That is what is going on right now. And bit by bit, they are passing draconian laws. They are, you know, they're just basically ramping it up on a daily basis. You know, all these lockdowns, they're talking about they're not tough enough, aren't they? Okay, think about it. How much more can you make these lockdowns tougher when we're all effectively under a house arrest? Okay, they are passing laws. Stripping away people's civil liberties day by day. It's not getting covered very much in the media because all the media attention's focused on the pandemic, isn't it? Okay? Like the other day when I showed you this law that's going through, the House of Lords at the moment to do with the covert human intelligence services, I believe it's called. Where they're talking about approving the use of children as spies. Okay? They are talking right now about using children as spies. Okay? And not just that, the ability to use them against even their own parents. I am not making this up. This is in the House of Lords at the moment, okay? And I'd like to point out, as I've done in a couple of other videos, the reason why this has got through the Parliament and is being reviewed by the House of Lords at the moment is because Keir Starmer barred his own MPs from voting against this bill. Okay? And, you know, we're to believe that he's not working with the government. He's working hand in hand with the government. Okay? This is the kind of things these people are doing. Okay? And this is going on now. Okay? This is where we're at. So when people say things like the Great Reset and all these kind of things, it's all a conspiracy theory, but you see all these things happening day by day, then, you know, what world are they trying to build for us? Are they trying to build for us a world where, you know, things that are quite clearly going on, we have to all pretend that they're not? Because I'm not going to live in a world like that, and I refuse to stay silent and say nothing when all this kind of thing is going on, okay? Because these people are working hand in hand with each other. And there is no doubt about it, okay? There's none. There just isn't. There's too many things to, you know, you can't put things down to a coincidence when they just happen too many times. And the same people are involved at the core most of the time. Okay, this is where we're at. And this is where we're at, people. So, I mean, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please like and subscribe to the channel. And once you do, please leave me a notification bell so I can inform you guys of future videos that I'm going to put out or live streams that I'm going to put out. Because, you know, as I've said, I'm going to make a lot more, because every day I just see things and I just can't believe that A, they're going on, and B, people are not in uproar about them. But then again, you know, that doesn't surprise me to a certain extent, because half of these things are getting no coverage and people are not being made aware of them. So the job of Arno TV, as far as I'm concerned, is to bring you this kind of information, because you're not going to see this kind of information on the BBC, ITV, Sky or any national paper in the UK, are you? Okay? So until I'm back, I want everyone to take care. I want all of you people out there to look after yourselves and your friends and your family and your loved ones. Now, just because this government has stopped everybody physically seeing each other, it does not mean that we can't keep in touch with each other via technology, you know, via texting, calling, video calling and all the rest of it. So, you know, the people that you don't actually live with, you know, make an effort to keep in touch with them, because you know, I've said this a lot, and you know, I am genuinely concerned for people's mental health out there, because, you know, I can't comprehend really the magnitude of the state of the mental health of people out there right now, because it is going to be in a terrible state, and unsurprisingly so, with all this kind of thing going on. So make sure you check in with people that you know that you love, and that you know, people that are in your life. So I'm going to be back soon with some more videos for you. Until I am, I want everyone to take care, stay rock and roll. Thank you so much for watching Arno TV. And before I go, just once again, thanks to all the subscribers of Arno TV that have come in. It really means a lot to me. If you can help grow this channel with me by sharing it with other people, that'll be fantastic. The whole channel is replicated on BitChute as well. And the one video that YouTube censored, okay, is still available on BitChute. And again, that's information that's in the public domain that no mainstream media want to shed any light on, no politicians want to talk about, and YouTube have censored. So, you know, this is the world we are now living in, people. So I'll be back soon with some more videos for you. Until I am, take care, stay rock and roll. Thanks for watching Arno TV, and I'll be back very, very soon.